So today we have an interesting geometrical problem. We take a right angle triangle ABC of dimensions 3, 4 and 5. Now we inscribe two congruent circles inside this triangle. Now the thing to be noted over here is that all these yellow points are tangent points. So using this given data and the arrangement of this diagram, the question over here is to find the radius of these circles. So this is Anmol Mishra, and now let us see the solution. How can we find the radius of the circle? So first of all, we can see that the side lengths of this triangle are given as 3, 4 and 5. So instead of taking it as 3, 4 and 5, let us take it as variable. Let the height be A, the base be equals to B and the hypotenuse be equals to C. Okay, now the new side lengths of this right angle triangle are A, B and C. And as this is a right angle triangle, by applying the Pythagoras theorem, we get A square plus B square equals to C square. Okay. Now as we have taken the side lengths of this triangle as variable A, B and C. So now the goal over here is to find the value of X in terms of A, B and C. Okay. So the first thing that I will do is I will utilize the fact that all these points are tangent points. Now we know this theorem very well, that the angle formed at the point of contact of the radius and the tangent line is always 90 degree. Therefore the angle over here is 90 degree, over there that is 90 degree. Similarly, if I draw the radius to these points also, the angle over there would be 90 degree. Okay, now let the centers of this circle be the point O and the point P. Okay, now we will draw two line segments. The first will join the points P and B, and the second one will join the point A and O. Now carefully look in this and in this triangle. We can see that both of these triangles are right angle triangles. They share the common hypotenuse and these two sides are equal because it is the radius of the circle. Hence, these two triangles are similar by the right angle hypotenuse side property. So once two triangles are congruent, rest of the things between them become equal. Therefore, this angle and this angle become equal, and let it be equals to a variable theta. Okay. Now similarly on the top, these two triangles are congruent, and again this and this angle will become equal, and let it be equals to a variable alpha. Okay. Now look over here in this triangle, let this point over there be the point M. Okay, now look in this triangle PMB. Let me just remove this B from here. Okay, now let the distance of the line segment MB equals to a variable Y. So now in this right angle triangle PMB, the value for tan theta would be equals to X upon Y. Okay. Now with this triangle, take the triangle ABC, that is the complete right angle triangle, biggest one. So in that right angle triangle, the value for angle B is 2 times theta. Therefore, the value for tangent of 2 theta would be equals to opposite upon the adjacent, therefore A upon B. So now over here we have the value for tan 2 theta, and previously we have got the value for tan theta. So now to assemble these two equations together, we will utilize a trigonometric identity, that is tangent of A plus B equals to tangent of A plus tangent of B divided by 1 minus tangent of A and multiplied with tangent of B. Now in this identity, if we'll keep A equals to B equals to theta, on the left hand side we will get tangent of 2 theta, and on the right hand side we will get 2 times tangent of theta divided by 1 minus tangent square theta. Okay, so now in this equation we can replace tangent of 2 theta as A upon B and tangent of theta as X upon Y. So doing that thing over here will give me A upon B equals to 2 times X upon Y upon 1 minus X square upon Y square. Simplifying the right hand side, so we will finally get 2 times X times Y divided by Y square minus X square. So now doing the cross multiplication and a little adjustment will finally give me AY square minus 2 times BXY minus AX square equals to 0. So now look carefully, we have a quadratic equation over here. But the question arrives, should we take Y as a variable or X as a variable? So the answer is we should take Y as a variable because A, B and X were important variables. They were the side lengths of the triangle and the radius of the circle. Y is a variable that we have put it by our side. So solving this quadratic equation, we can get the value of Y in terms of A, B and X. to taking y as a variable and rest of the things as the constant, applying the quadratic formula. So y would be equals to negative of this coefficient, so it will form 2 times bx plus and minus square of the coefficient, so 4b square x square minus 4 times negative ax square multiplied with a. So simplifying the other term, we will finally get it as plus 4a square x square. We can take 4x square common, and 4x square can be written as 2 times x the complete square, and inside the bracket we will get a square plus b square. Okay, now recall that we have a right angle triangle ABC. The height was a, the base was b, and the hypotenuse was equals to c. Therefore by Pythagoras theorem we have got a square plus b square as c square. So over here we can replace a square plus b square as c square. Now this thing can be written as 2 into x into c the complete square. Now the square root and the square got cancelled out. So what is finally remaining over here is 2 times c times x, and this all is divided by 2 times a. Now 2 and 2 got cancelled out. We can even take x common, so we finally get y as x multiplied with b plus c upon a, or else x multiplied with b minus c upon a. Now which value should we take? So recall that we were having a right angle triangle, height a, base b, and the hypotenuse c. Now we all know this thing that in a right angle triangle hypotenuse is the biggest side. This means it is obviously bigger than the base and even than the height. So b minus c would be less than 0 if b is smaller than c. So over here if b minus c is less than 0, the value for y would be negative. This means we have to go with only the positive value, that y is equals to b plus c upon a, and this all multiplied with x, that is the radius. So here we have got the value for y in terms of a, b, c and x. Now carefully look in this diagram. Y was taken as the length of MB, okay, and as these two triangles were congruent, rest of the things between them become equal. Therefore the length of this line segments become equal and it would have a value y. Okay, so the first part of the question is done. Now the second part is similar to the first one. What we'll do is we'll simply take these triangles. Again we will mark this much length as a variable z. Both of these triangles are congruent, therefore this much length would again be equals to z. Okay, now we will do the same thing. The value for tan of alpha in this right angle triangle would be x upon z. From the perspective of this biggest right angle triangle, the value for tangent of 2 alpha would be equals to b upon a. Again we will do the same procedure as we did before, and we'll finally get the value of z equals to x multiplied with a plus c divided by b. So here we have got the value of z by comparing these two values, and previously we have got the value of y in the same way, and that was x multiplied with b plus c upon a. Okay, now you can see that we have utilized the fact that these circles are tangent to the side lengths of this triangle, but still we have not utilized the fact that these two circles are tangent to each other at this particular point. So we can simply use this theorem that if there are two circles that are tangent to each other either externally or either internally, the center of both of the circle and the tangent point would be in a straight line. Either the case is internal or either the case is external. In both the cases, all these 3 points always remain collinear. Okay, so the same thing we will utilize it over here. So now over here we can simply draw a line segment joining the points O and P, and it will also pass through the tangent point. Okay, now what about the length? So the distance from O to the tangent point is radius of this circle, hence it would have a value x. The distance from tangent point to P is radius of this circle, hence it would have a length x again. Therefore the complete length of the line segment OP would be equals to x plus x, that is 2x. Now note this point carefully. The hypotenuse is a straight base. Now from this straight base we have two perpendiculars, and both of these perpendiculars have the same length, that is the radius of the circles. Therefore from a straight base there are two perpendiculars, both of them have the same length. So if their heads are joined, this line will be parallel to the base. Because we know that the perpendicular distance between two lines is always equal, hence by its converse, if the perpendicular distance between two lines is equal, that lines are parallel. So over here this and this line is parallel. Therefore by collinear angle this and this angle become 90 degree. Hence this is a rectangle because all the four angles are 90 degree. In rectangle opposite sides are equal. So if this distance is 2 times x, the distance from here to here would also be 2 times x. The distance from here to the point B is y, and the distance from this perpendicular to the point A is equals to z. So now this thing can be utilized very beautifully. The distance z plus 2 times x plus y would be equals to the hypotenuse that has been taken as a variable c. Okay, so now we got this particular equation. Let us simplify this thing. So remember, we have got the value of z over here, and that was equals to x multiplied with a plus c divided by b, plus the value of 2 times x as it is, plus y, and the value of y we have got as x multiplied with b plus c upon a, and this all thing is equals to c. Now c equals to, and from all these three terms I can take x common, so inside the bracket a plus c upon b plus 2 plus b plus c upon a. Now to simplify this thing further, we can take the LCM, so multiplying a in this term, ab in this term, and b in that term. So we will finally get a square plus ac plus 2ab plus b square plus bc divided by ab, and all this thing multiplied with x equals to c. So now in the numerator part we can see that we have a square plus 2ab plus b square, so it can be written as a plus b the complete square, plus ac plus bc. We can take c common, so inside the bracket a plus b. Now we can even take a plus b common, so a plus b taken common, hence the other bracket would be a plus b plus c upon ab multiplied with x equals to c. We can do the cross multiplication, so we will finally get the value of x equals to a b c upon a plus b multiplied with a plus b plus c, and you can see that we have got the value of x in terms of a, b and c, and that's the answer that we were looking for. Now if you want, you can even stop at this particular step, as we have got the value of x in terms of a, b, c, and this will give you the value of x. But we can even simplify this thing further. How? Remember that a square plus b square was equals to c square. I can add 2ab on both of the sides, so we will get a square plus 2ab plus b square equals to c square plus 2ab. On the left hand side we will get a plus b the complete square, and that thing would be equals to c square plus 2ab. I can subtract c square on both of the sides, so I will get a plus b the complete square minus c square equals to 2ab. Now on the left hand side we can use the identity a square minus b square, so we will get this thing as a plus b plus c multiplied with a plus b minus c equals to 2ab. Now I can divide the a plus b plus c on both of the sides, so I will get a plus b minus c equals to 2ab divided by a plus b plus c. Now I can divide 2 on both of the sides, so that 2 will get cancelled out. Now I will simply multiply c on both of the sides, so a b c divided by a plus b plus c would be equals to ac plus bc minus c square. So carefully look over here, we have x equals to a b c divided by a plus b plus c multiplied by 1 upon a plus b. So I can replace this thing with the new value that we have got, and that is equals to ac plus bc minus c square upon 2 and multiplied with a plus b as it is, and we can just open the bracket and we will get it as 2a plus 2b. So here we have got again the value of x in terms of a, b and c. Previous value was also correct, that was x equals to abc upon a plus b into a plus b plus c. Even this is correct, and after some simplification we get this thing. Both of these things are correct, whichever you want to take. So now our main question was to get the value of x, that was the radius of a circle, and it was inscribed inside a right angle triangle of dimensions 3, 4 and 5. So now over here we have the value of a equals to 3, the value of b equals to 4 and the value of c equals to 5. So using this, let us find the value of x. So utilizing the first relation, x equals to 3 into 4 into 5 upon 3 plus 4 multiplied with 3 plus 4 plus 5. So this thing will turn out to be 60 upon 7 into 12, and this thing would be equals to 5 upon 7, and this is the value of x that we got using the first relation. Now let us utilize the second equation. So x equals to ac, therefore 3 5 15 plus bc, so 4 5 20 minus c square, that is 25, divided by 2 times a plus b, so 3 plus 4 7. So in the numerator we will get 35 minus 25, that's 10. From the table of 2 it cancels out as 5. So we get again the value of x, that is 5 upon 7, and that's the answer that we were looking for. So this was my way to solve this particular question. Basically we derived a beautiful relation between the side length of the triangle and the radius of the circle if the arrangement is of that specific kind. So if you have any other method other than this to get the beautiful relation, you can do comment below, and if it's hard to comment you can email me, or else you can send it to me on my Instagram. The link is in the description.